Hello everyone! Dan and Qing are the core colors in the traditional Chinese color system. Dan is a color of fire, which is passionate and represents our vibrant life. Qing is the color of the sky, which is elegant, pure, and everlasting. In China, painters are called Danqing hand, and the term Danqing refers to the art of painting. Both Dan and Qing are pigments made from minerals which last longer than those made from plants. They are commonly used in the traditional Chinese painting and other art forms. In this section, we will introduce the red series in the Chinese art treasures, 中国剪纸, Chinese paper cutting, and the science series, 青瓷, the celadon, and 青花瓷, the blue and white porcelain. First, let's look at Chinese paper cutting. Here are two works of paper cutting. Which one do you think is a Chinese one? You can guess immediately that the red one is Chinese. Yes, red is a major color of Chinese paper cutting, but we also have other colors too, like these ones. But I think you can still tell them apart. Paper cutting in European and American countries is more realistic and is another form of painting. Chinese paper cutting is more abstract, combining many good things and a blessing in a single work. For example, in this work of paper cutting, fish and lotus flowers grow together in the water, which is quite realistic. And the fish also grow together with the hibiscus flowers and calabashes which grow on land. What's more, there are some boat-shaped gold ingots too. Lotus flowers, hibiscus flowers, calabashes, and gold ingots represent harmony, splendor, happiness, and fortune respectively. Having such a paper cutting work at home, the Chinese fill their hearts with joy and happiness. Paper cutting is a kind of a hollowing out art, using scissors and carving knives to cut or carve on a piece-shaped material. Compared with other countries, Chinese paper cutting is closer to common people's life and therefore keeps its vitality and popularity among them. In ordinary people's life, paper cutting is one of the standards to evaluate a woman's ingenuity. When dealing with the image, paper cutters should not only make sure that all the lines are naturally connected, but also grasp the characteristics of the image. The images are usually a little exaggerated, but are concise, vivid, and lively. The most common method is to repeat the image by folding the material before cutting and carving. Therefore, the images are often in symmetry and the bright colors are often applied to highlight the important parts. For the ordinary people, paper cuttings is often used to decorate one's home, which can be placed on the window, on the cabinet, and especially as decorations on wedding days. Images of paper cutting vary from opera figures, birds and flowers, to grass, insects, fish, and beads, as well as some auspicious homophonic patterns. Paper cuttings convey Chinese people's pursuit of happiness, good fortune, and their yearning for a better life. Now let's come to appreciate Chinese porcelain. The word China originally meant porcelain, and later it became the English name of the country of China. The art of making porcelains is synonymous for Chinese civilization. With the development of porcelain technology, more and more colors have been used in the making of Chinese porcelain, from Qingci, celadon, and Heici, black porcelain of the Eastern Han Dynasty, to Baici, white porcelain of the Three Kingdoms and Jin dynasties, from Tangsancai, the Tang tree-colored porcelain of the Tang Dynasty, to Junci, green porcelain of the Song Dynasty, from Qinghuaci, the blue and white porcelain of the Yuan Dynasty, to the technology of Youshangcai, coloring over glaze, and Dougcai, the combination of coloring over glaze and coloring beneath glaze, as well as various kinds of deep-colored glazes of the Ming Dynasty. Different colors have been used in the development of Chinese porcelain technologies. In the Qing Dynasty, Chinese porcelain collected all skills of previous dynasties and developed 珐琅彩 enamel 粉彩 vermeil rose porcelain. This large vase with variegated glazes made during the reign of Emperor Qianlong in the Qing dynasty is known as the mother of porcelain. Monocolored and glazed porcelains have maintained a high artistic status in China, especially celadon, compared with the colorful and complex patterns painted on porcelain in many other countries. The color of cyan is a unique color in China, which is between blue and green and varies from deep cyan to light cyan. In China, it is the color with the longest history. Cyan is simple and elegant, mild and gentle. The celadon wares of this color are therefore generally simple and plain. Huizong, a famous emperor in the Song dynasty, who had high artistic accomplishment, highly praised celadon. Since then, celadon always represents the highest aesthetic level of porcelain and aesthetic taste of Chinese literati. If the overall color of celadon is closer to green, the world-famous Qinghuaci, blue and white porcelain which matured in the Yuan dynasty, is more closer to the color of blue. Blue and white porcelain applies the technology of painting on the body of hard white porcelain. Then the body is coated with a transparent glaze and is finally fired at a high temperature to produce the final work. If the paintings on the body are done by great painters, the work becomes a treasure handed down from generation to generation. If the paintings are done by ordinary craftsmen, they become essential decorations for ordinary families. The paintings on blue and white porcelain may also include the patterns in the Middle East and Europe. For thousands of years, blue and white porcelain has been recognized as the national porcelain of China and is known as the international name card of China. With so many kinds of colors having been incorporated into Chinese art, Chinese people have formed their own aesthetic system. In addition to black and white, many different colors are used in the works of art. In this section, we have introduced representative artworks using the color of Dan and Qing. They are Chinese paper cutting, celadon, and blue and white porcelain. We hope you can enjoy and appreciate the beauty of these two colors. That is the end of this lecture. See you in the next section.